Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Drive Thru. I'm Tony T with you here Tuesday through Saturday on demand. And our goal here is to give you 6 picks from 6 professional handicappers, and we'll do that today here on the show. Be sure to hit that like, that subscribe, greatly appreciate it. And hit us with that thumbs up, that like, we greatly appreciate it. So let's get going here on the show on Major League Baseball. To start the show, let's say hello to Ashley Olsen, find her over at Pig Dodge. Ashley, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony? We're recording this Thursday, and as we're recording, I'm watching my Diamondbacks get absolutely clobbered by the Dodgers, and watching our postseason hopes slip away in real time. So I'm a little bitter today.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned it because I thought about mentioning it. So I'm glad you did there.
Yep,
You can see,
rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, you can see what's behind me right here. I don't think it's hard to figure that
I
one
know.
out.
I figured we would address the elephant in the room. So.
Yeah, we got it out of the way. So we got it out of the way, and let's get to the game here. Big one matchup here, important for Cleveland. I know Detroit will be watching this one too. Guardians at Rangers here Friday. Baseball. Guardians open $1.42. Seems a little on the light side. We'll see where this moves. Total sits here 7.5.
Yeah, for sure. So Texas, they are playing terribly. Prior to their game on Thursday, they had dropped 8 of their last 9. Honestly, a pretty terrible choke job for them. They were fighting for a wild card spot, but they've basically lost their way out of contention at this point. I think they're about 5 games out now. But as you mentioned, important matchup for Cleveland. They're still trying to improve their positioning here. They've been playing great, winning 9 of their last 10. Their pitching has been off the charts. They've allowed an average of less than 2 runs a game over their last 10. And they should have another solid outing here. They have Slade Ciccone on the mound. He has been in excellent form. He's allowed 2 total runs across his last 3 starts. He's had a really great outing already against the Rangers this season. Rangers just not hitting great, 157 in their last 5. I think they're probably pretty demoralized at this point given their downfall. I think the Guardians are going to whoop them in this one, so I'm going to take the Guardians on the run line here and lay the 1.5 runs.
Yeah, you get a pretty price here, plus 146 in the game that can be very meaningful here. The Guardians here looking to distance here Detroit here in this one. It'll be a 3-game series here in this big matchup, and of course this Cleveland team. It's funny to see how light hitting they are, but they just seem to be a very efficient team with the glove and the pitching.
Yeah, absolutely. Now's the time. Now's the time where having that solid pitching is going to come in clutch, and not having to rely too much on your bullpen is going to help out the arms too. So, good for Cleveland. I'm sure they're going to keep it rolling here.
All right, we have Ashley here on the Guardians. Lay the 1.5 against the Rangers at plus 146. This one will have a start time here of 7:10 Eastern time. All right, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Print for this Friday action here. A lot of baseball, every team in action. Also, 3 from college football, heading to a huge weekend here of NFL and college football as well. You can see Ashley here, 338 units of profit in the last 7 days. Hey, can't forget the WNBA playoffs back after a 2-day hiatus. But again, Ashley producing great results, as you can see. What do you have for sale?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm anticipating a big football weekend here. I had a great football weekend last week. I've gone 6-1-1 in my last 8 college picks, 5-1 in my last 6 NFL. So finally getting rolling, getting a little hot here. So now's the time to hop on. You can get my best bet of the day: college football Saturday, NFL Sunday. But as Tony mentioned, there's so much action going on. MLB postseason's right around the corner. NBA and NHL are waiting in the wings, so it's an excellent time to grab a long-term package, whether it's a week, a month, a year, or a whole season. So check that out, and definitely use the code PICK for 15% off and get the most bang for your buck.
Absolutely. Get up with Ashley Olsen over at Pig Dog Cream. Click the link here in the description. Land here, hit the capper page, and you'll be able to get right on over to Ashley's sales page and get on board. Long-term subscriptions the way to go, and that promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. All right, Ashley, it's always great having you show. Continue that great success, and we'll talk with you later.
Thanks, Tony.
Ashley Olsen here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue here on the Drive Thru coverage here from college football for this Friday. Let's bring in Alex Mark, catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Alex, what's happening?
How you doing, Tony? Yeah, we're going to go after some Friday night football. And the college football scene's been pretty interesting the last couple of weeks. We had that big win by Indiana. They just crushed Illinois. We'll see what Illinois, if they can respond at all this week. But, we've got an interesting game here tonight with Virginia and Florida State. And, just a heads up here, Florida State's got the Canes on board next week. So let's see how focused they are for this game. Florida State Seminoles, of course, own the number 1 ranked offense in the country. And Virginia ranks not far behind at 5th best in offense in the nation. Cavaliers sport a underrated QB in Chandler Morris. And that's evident by his 8-to-1 interception ratio and 70% completion rate. And this guy can really rock and roll, and he can beat you with his legs too. So Morris had 5 touchdowns against Stanford last week, and I'm betting he lights up the board again, or helps his team light up the board again tonight. And then on the other side, Florida State, we've got that stud QB and Castellanos, who's a legitimate Heisman candidate. Everything points here to a higher scoring game. And it seems that the smart money agrees with that assessment, as we've moved all the way from 57 and a half, all the way up into the 60-plus ratio or numbers now across the board. And just one last thing here, from a league-wide standpoint, college football teams, when the total is between 49 and a half and 63, off a blowout win by 21 points or more, a conference rival against an opponent off a cover, follow me here slowly, guys, I'll do this real slow for you, a double-digit favorite. They are 32-9 over since 2021, with the average combined score of these games clicking in at 62.9 points per game. So, according to that, at least, we've got a field goal difference here, which is going to make a difference. If this game goes down to the wire, which it possibly could, the lines makers think it's a touchdown game favoring Florida State. Very, very good opportunity for an over here. So let's play the over.
Over there here from Alex, Florida State and Virginia. I just can't believe how long it took them to get these totals higher on Virginia. I mean, Chandler Morris, if you saw him at North Texas, they were up-tempo, throwing the football at a high volume. What do you think, he suddenly was going to run a pro-set offense at Virginia?
It makes you wonder sometimes, and we all know the lines makers. They're sharp across the board. The basic open line lines makers in this nation, in this country, and even some I know in other countries. I mean, they were aware what was going on. So I'm really trying to figure out here what they're expecting. I know that the sharp money is on what you're saying, and I know the books are saying, hey, maybe we'll slow things down in this big matchup. I don't know if it's because Florida State might be looking ahead to the Canes, that we haven't seen the best of the defenses yet. I don't know. What do you think other than that?
Yeah, I think we're going to get what we always get from Chandler Morris, a shootout. I mean, that's what there was a coaching change. Bronco Mendenhall, it was no longer there, so you're not going to get that defensive-mindedness anymore from Virginia. And the way it's working for them, just continue with that up tempo. Don't change a thing.
Yep, I agree with you 100%.
I've been on Virginia overs all season since I saw the quarterback change, and I've been on every over with Virginia, and they've cashed everyone. I could not believe last week when it got under, when it was in the 40s. I know it was Stanford, but it was in the 40s. I could not believe that number 48. That blew me away.
Maybe that's where they're just you wonder sometimes. What are the lines makers betting on, and what are we missing? So we'll see. We'll find out. We'll find out this week.
We'll find out here, Coach. This is a big step up in class now facing Florida State. We'll see how this rolls here. Well, we've got Florida State, Virginia over 59.5. This one will have a start time 7 Eastern time over on ESPN. All right, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Frame here for this Friday card. A lot of college football. Baseball closing out its regular season this week. WNBA playoffs back in action again. Heading into a big weekend of football, NFL and pro for the weekend. You can see Alex enjoying great results over the last 60 days. What do you have for sale, Alex?
What do I have for sale? Well, you know what? We've got lots of college football for this Saturday. I think I've already got 5 or 6 selections getting ready to go on board. I've already put a few up, but there will be at least 5 or 6 selections for this Saturday, one tomorrow night, and we've got some NFL action. NFL was an off week for me, some really tough losses. One of them was the Rams game. Do you remember that Rams game?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that wrecked me last weekend. Anyway, we'll bounce back and come back here. That's one of the worst losses you could ever. And I've been around this business for 30 plus years, and I'll tell you, that's one of the worst losses you could ever take.
Oh yes.
Anyway.
Oh yes. Reminiscence of those old Rams teams in the '70s. That was when Tom Dempsey used to kick field goals for them. That happened a lot. All right, get on board here, Alex, over at Pick Dog Frame. Click the link in the description. Land over at the handicapper page. You'll find Alex on the leaderboards and get signed up to his handicapper page and use that promo code pick at checkout to save that 15% off. Remember, this is the best time to get those long-term subscriptions here with all these sports overlapping. Get on board with Alex over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Alex, as always, great having you show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you soon.
Take care, Tony. Have a great week. Bye.
You as well. Alex Martin here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue here on the Drive Thru college football action. We'll bring in Big Al McMordie. Find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Big Al, what's going on?
Not much, Tony. How's my favorite handicapper in the world doing?
Oh, appreciate that. I'm doing great. Looking forward to this weekend action. Of course, baseball ending here, so it's getting exciting. We'll get on over to college football for Friday night, late night action here. Oregon State hosting Houston. We see the Houston Cougars road favorites, 13.5 points. The total coming in here at 47.
Yeah, Houston, they blew out Colorado 36-20 as a 4-point home favorite in their last game. Now they're, of course, on the road. They're laying 13.5. The problem for the Cougars over the years is that they've been terrible off a point spread win. They've gone just 12-29 ATS in the last 41, including 1-17 ATS if they're playing away from home off a home ATS win. So that doesn't bode well for Houston. I'm well aware of how poorly Oregon State has played this season. They've played 4 games against FBS level competition, going 0-4 straight up and ATS. But when you take a look at how teams have done in Game 5 of an NCAA football season, if they've started off with 4 ATS losses, they've actually covered the spread 56% of the time in Game 5 over the last 45 years. So I wouldn't be discouraged that much by the fact that the Beavers are 0-4 straight up in ATS. I just think that creates value. We've seen this point spread open up at 9.5, go all the way up to 13.5. I'm going to run the other way. I'm going to take 13.5 points.
All right, Big Al going to take here the home dog here, Oregon State, plus the 13.5 here against Houston here. Late night action from college football. Yeah, you know, the Houston Cougars are having to make this road trip out to the Pacific Northwest. And Oregon State, always a tough place to play here for visiting opponents there.
Yeah, just not this season.
Right. This season's been a rough one. Now, speaking of this season, you know, we're ending regular season play in Major League Baseball. We're getting to the playoffs. When you look at the playoffs, do you look at data here from playoffs history, or do you take in the regular season?
Well, I mean, I think you do both. You know, the one thing that stands out to me over the last several postseasons is how how non-competitive, I guess would be the word, how non-competitive the first round series have been. We've seen so many 2-0 sweeps where a team can't even win, you know, one out of the first 2 games, and they just get swept. It doesn't matter if they're at home or on the road. So we see a lot of that a lot of these series end up being 2-0 sweeps. So that's something to keep in mind when you're looking at the game 2s of these first round series.
Very good. Keep an eye there. Big Al here on Oregon State, plus 13.5. 10:30 Eastern Time over on ESPN. All right, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium here for the Friday night card. And heading into the weekend, you can see Big Al put up together impressive numbers. The last 12 months, 1,170 units of profit the last 12 months, documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. You can verify that simply by clicking the link in the description. Land here. You'll see Big Al in the upper right. Click his page, and you'll get right on over there. Let him know when they get to your page what you got for sale.
Going to have a lot for sale. I mean, it's really, it started a couple of weeks ago, but now it's really getting into gear as far as the volume in football. This Saturday, I'm going to have 11 college football plays, maybe 1 Canadian football play. On Sunday and Monday in the NFL, I'm going to have 13 NFL plays, so it's really ramping up there. On Friday night, we're going to have 3 Canadian football and 3 WNBA plays, including my WNBA total of the year. So we're in full gear right now. It's a great time to join. If you want to join for 3 days, go from Friday through Monday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's a great option. Or a week, go from Friday through Thursday. You can team me up with Tony on the 2-for-1 handicapper special. So lots of good options over at Pick Dogs, and it's a really good investment to get on board right now.
That's right. Got with Big Al McMordie over at Pick Dog Premium. You see the results here: 11,170 units of profit last 12 months. That's based on $100 unit wager size. Click the link and get on over and get on board with Big Al. Long-term subscriptions are the way to go. You see the 30-day pass, the 1-year all sports pass. We get all these sports starting to overlap. So this is the time to get on board with Big Al on those long-term subscriptions. Of course, Big Al, you also have that all access plan for those big bettors.
Yeah, folks can bet $1,000 to $10,000 a game. You can text Big Al to 702-769-0404. One of the added bonuses of the All Access is you get all the games rated from 10-star down through 1-star, so you know, for example, on our 11 college football plays on Saturday, which of the 11 are the strongest. And if you are interested, you must be a high roller. Just text Big Al to 702-769-0404.
Make that text if it's within your price range. You get on board with Big Al on that all-access plan. All right, Big Al, it's always great having you show. Have yourself a great weekend.
Thanks, Tony. Good luck to you.
You as well. Big Al here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue here on the Drive Thru. Major League Baseball up next. Let's bring in Millz Young. Find him over at Pick Dog's YouTube channel. Millz, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony? How's everybody doing today?
Everything's going great. All right, here we go. Major League Baseball action here for Friday. Big game for the Blue Jays. Rays eliminated here, but Toronto here at home laying $1.80. Total sits here at 8.
Yeah, man, I got to be looking at the Blue Jays in this one, even though it hurts my heart to say that. Proud Yankee, fan over here since Alfonso Soriano and the days before that. But with that being said, man, the Toronto Blue Jays, they got Shane Bieber on the mound, not Houston and Oregon State. But Shane Bieber's on the mound, man, and he's 3-2 in his last 5 games played. He hasn't really had a bad outing to where he got hit for more than 4 earned runs, so far this season. Looking at the Tampa Bay Rays, they are playing better ball in the last 15 games. But I think that this is a spot to where the Toronto Blue Jays do what they need to and rely on the bats like Bo Bichette to come through. And, I believe that they can lay down 1.5 runs with Shane Bieber on the mound. He's a pitcher that can go out there for that 7th inning. Before he got the Tommy John surgery, he used to be the guy that his strikeout prop would be high, 8.5 and more. But, looking at the Tampa Bay Rays, I don't think that they got anybody in that lineup that he's fearing either. So I'm going to be taking the Blue Jays, and I'm laying them on the run line, -1.5.
All right, there we go. The play here from Millz is going to go ahead and lay the 1.5 here, +106 here. When you do that here with this Toronto Blue Jay team, Millz, this is a team here that Toronto that really had stubbed their toe a little bit in the early series here against Boston.
Yeah, man. That's the thing. When you're playing against any divisional team, it's always harder than it is to play against a team with a winning record or a better team to where you think it's a cakewalk. It doesn't matter, man. It's usually like that all the times at the last couple of series. I'm surprised some way, somehow they didn't make it to where it's like the last matchup of the series was the Yankees taking on the Blue Jays. Whoever wins, gets the division and in. But, yeah, man, Toronto Blue Jays, they're doing exactly what we thought they would, man. They are who they thought they were. Like, you same with the Detroit Tigers. Like, they got the wins, they got the record. But at the time, like 3 months ago, Boston Red Sox was right there, behind us. So the division was wide open for everybody except for the Baltimore Orioles, man. Hard times for Baltimore Oriole fans, man. You guys have, like, nothing to put your hat on, man. Jackson Holiday, the pitching, oh, man, you don't really got no aces over there. And, so, yeah, man, I feel sorry for the other teams besides the Yankees and the Blue Jays in the division, it seems like.
Yeah, it looks like that. No doubt about that. So what do you see here coming down the stretch? Do you see this? Of course, the Blue Jays have the tiebreaker. Yankees have to finish 1 game ahead of Toronto. How do you see this AL East finishing?
I mean, who was it? It was Ron, man. Ron put it out, I want to say a couple of months ago. He said Yankees to win the division, and it was big plus money price tag. If you hopped on it then, that was a definitely good bet to make. Not just being biased or anything. Like, I still think we're the best effing team in the baseball, man. Forget the record, forget the wins. Like, we ain't got no Garrett Cole, but if you still look at our lineup, we can produce. So I get it. The record ain't there, kind of a little bit shaky. We got our bullpen you can't rely on. As long as we don't bring out, what's his name? The guy that we got from Milwaukee, man. As long as we don't bring him out, man, we'll be decent. Honestly, I think we should can him. And I'm being honest with that, man. Just put him on the shelf. Because if you bring him out in the game that you're up, you're probably not going to be up, man. And that guy, he ain't getting re-signed by the Yankees. And I doubt anybody's going to sign him to be their closer next year. So it's going to be kind of one of those spots to show me with. And I rely on the Yankees. We did clinch the playoff series. A lot of people be coming at Aaron Boone. Aaron Boone is a player's coach. And all the players love him. Why? Because he's yelling for the right plays. You got some people that go out there and they don't got their players back. So those players are a lot more likely to get fired instead of a player's coach. So like I'm all Aaron Boone, man. So yeah, man. I believe in the Yankees right now. I just really don't believe in our pitching.
There you go. Millz here. Blue Jays run line laid the 1.5 plus 106, 7 Eastern time. All right, Millz. Let everybody know what's going on over the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. You are a content contributor over there with your prop shop, of course, your UFC as well. Let them know what they'll find over at Pick Dogs YouTube with your contributions.
Yeah, man, the UFC Bet With Me series, we go over every single fight card, man. And this week, UFC Perth, you got a lot of fights kicking off. Regular time is for us out here in the States, but it's a fight night card out there. And I went over every single pick, every single prediction. And, I even gave you guys a parlay to get paid at the end of it. Last week, we was coming off some good reads in there. Gave out some good dogs that was able to cash for you guys. So you definitely want to check out the UFC Bet With Me series, giving you guys all the insights. I watch all the tape studies. I'm in all the Discords. I'm in all the inner circles. Unfortunately, I hear more stuff about MMA than I hear about my damn kids sometimes. So, yeah, man, I definitely got all the information, all the goods and stuff. If y'all got any questions, definitely you can check into that and check us up on our social sites. Besides that, the prop shop, we're dropping it daily for you guys out here, man. Putting it out the night before, the night of, or the day of. Attacking college football props, MLB pitching props, home runs. Yeah, man, it's been a good day over here, so far for the prop shop. So we're going to keep it going and keep it rolling while it's hot.
Check it out, Millz with the prop shop. Hit that like, that subscribe button, and get notified when Millz drops those videos. All right, Millz, as always, great having you show. Have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you later.
All right, man. Appreciate everybody out there. Make sure you guys hit that like button, man. Hopefully my Kansas State Wildcats get some win.
Oh, they need him. Millz here on the Drive Thru. All right, let's continue here on the Drive Thru. Major League Baseball up next. Well, let's go out to Las Vegas, Nevada. Welcome in Tony Brown. Find him over at Pick Dogs. Raymond, Tony Brown, what's going on?
Tony T, how's things in L.A.?
LA's going well. Well, they're happy out here. We got it. LA Dodgers just finished clinching the West, but there's a lot more work to be done next week in the wild card round, hosting the Mets or the Reds. We'll see how that one rolls, but looking forward to this next week's playoff matchups. And these are, there's one team we'll see, the other we don't know about because the Reds are in a wild card battle. Brewers to host them here for Friday. We see the Brewers laying about $1.64, total about 7.5.
Yeah, this game, I like the total more than anything. I mean, we know the Brewers went on 5 15-game win streaks during the season, so they've had things clinched for quite some time now. Not sure why they're so high of a favorite because Cincinnati's in a dogfight with Arizona and the Mets for that last playoff spot. They're going to give it their all. I would look a little bit on that, but then again, a team that's out of the playoffs and the team that's in, it's just too much of a risk. But where I think we got great value on this one is the total. Between mediocre offense and pretty decent pitching, no teams cashed the under this season more than the Reds. Cincinnati's the only team, matter of fact, that cashed the under at 60% or higher. You know what I mean? They cashed the under more than they do anything, and that's, like I said, a combination of mediocre bats and pretty decent pitching. And again, with the Brewers not having really too much to play for, I don't think they're going to go out there laying it all on the line. I think they'll just be going through the motions. And so, of course, with me, I know a couple people disagree with this, but I always buy the hook whenever I can. You never know when you get this game right at 8, 6-2, 5-3 or something. So go ahead and buy it, the hook, and get it at 8 and take the under. I don't think it goes over 8 at all. 9 runs to beat us will be a chore.
There you go, Tony Brown here. Reds, Brewers should go under total here of 7.5 runs. Of course, Reds playing for that, trying to get in the wild card mix. Brewers trying to trying to get to the number 1 seed. And if it is the Brewers and Phillies, it would only be in the NLCS. Then they would have home field there if it's a game 7. But I know you as a Dodger, you probably see the Dodgers in that NLCS mix.
Right. I mean, I'm not just picking the Dodgers because I'm a fan. I mean, they've been one of the better teams in baseball. Even when they don't win the World Series, they win 100-plus games. They won the NL West 12 out of 13 years. So I am picking the Dodgers again, but it's more than just a fan pick. I really like LA's chances.
Yeah, I know. By the way, if you do finish with the number 1 seed, you will play the wild card. If they move forward, they will play the wild card winner between the 4 and 5 seeds. So you kind of avoid the Dodgers until the NLCS for the Brewers if they're able to get that 1 seed.
Right. I mean, when I said they don't have much to play for, I just meant they're already in the playoffs. They're in the division, but it's only 3 games left. So, it just depends. All these coaches do different things. Some people play it to the end. You got teams like the Marlins. They've been eliminated. They're on a 9-game win streak. You know what I mean? It just really depends. That's why I said I can't really give you a good game pick on that one, and I just want to go with that total.
Go with the total there because, Priesters, Littell here in this one. Of course, the hits have been light for the Reds. It's just they just can't get the bats rolling when they need them to roll. That's the problem there. Reds Brewers under 7.5. This one to have a start time here of 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Tony Brown, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Prim. Heading a big weekend of action here. Of course, baseball here on the board. Wisconsin college football. Then it's a big weekend of football in the NFL as well as college. You can see Tony Brown putting great results over the last 60 days. What do you have for sale, Tony Brown, over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Always, you can always find my 10-star premium picks. You just got to click that link in my bio. I have a 10-star premium pick up every single day. And if I have more than one, you can get them on a 3-pass. They're $29 each, but you can get all 3 of them for $39. That's like not even $15 a play. I'm talking about if you're serious about making money, you can't afford not to grab these passes. We're here to break your bookie's pockets, not yours. So cheap plays for great results, and I always have those up. And then you can always get my VIP pass. Now that's when you're serious about making money. You get football, baseball, college football, college basketball, every single sport that I make plays in, every single pick I release, you get. There's no upselling. You get the playoffs, you get the championship picks included with that, and you can grab that for $3, $7, $30, or a full VIP year, 365 days of play, and that comes out to like $2 a play when you do it like that. So once again, if you're serious about making money sports betting, stop paying per day and per play and per sport. That only puts money in your bookie's pocket. Grab one of those passes and start making money with me all year. And as you can see, all of our plays are timestamped, rated, dated. It's a 100% transparency, so you don't have to take my word for how good we're doing. You just have to look for yourself.
Very good. That's right. Get on board Tony Brown over at Pick Dog Premium. Link in the description will land you on the handicapper page, and click the premium tab, and you'll find Tony Brown's handicapper page, and go ahead and get signed up. Use promo code PICK. Save that 15% off your purchase. All right, Tony Brown, as always, great having your show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you soon.
All right, man. I always appreciate being here. Thanks for having me, and good luck to everybody out there. Go Dodgers.
That's right. Tony Brown here on the Drive Thru. And now it's time for my pick, Major League Baseball for Friday. We're looking at D-backs and the Padres. See the Padres favorite $1.42. Total sits 7.5. We're going to go ahead and take Diamondbacks or Arizona here at plus 120. San Diego has clinched a playoff berth at the wild card, and they are chasing the Cubs for that number 4 seed, but it's unlikely they'll catch them. D-backs trying to get into the wild card hunt here, outside looking in, a must-win situation for them, and they move Zach Gallen to the Friday for this start against Yu Darvish for San Diego. Arizona's been hitting the ball pretty well, 271 over their past 6 games. Gallen has past 5 starts, ERA of 2.56, and over his past 5, Darvish in the ERA approaching 6. D-backs 23 and 26 as a road underdog of even money or higher. That's approaching a plus 60 to return. San Diego just 6 and 7 at home over their past 13. That's losing 6.5 units. So our pick here will be on the D-backs at plus the 120. All right. Check me out over at Pick Dogs Premium. I'll have a best bet on the board for you, as well as a play of the day for Major League Baseball. So get on board. And remember, use that promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save that 15% off. You'll find me over at Pick Dogs Premium. Very simple. Just click the link in the description, and you'll land right here on the premium side. You'll find my name here on the capper board, and then click the link, and you'll land right on my page and get on board. You can see the last 12 months, 2,476 units of profit documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. So having a great year. And remember, the promo code PICK will save you that 15% off. Long-term subscription is the way to go, especially with all these sports overlapping right now. That's the way to roll with me long-term. We're with you here on the Drive Thru Tuesday through Saturday on demand. So make sure you hit that like, subscribe. Greatly appreciate that. And hit us with that thumbs up. I'm Tony T. We're back tomorrow.